up, family? Welcome to Make
Make
It
it
Make
make
Sense
sense
podcast.
podcast.
And we're your hosts. I'm Crystal.
And I'm Ricky.
And today we're going to talk about real life, real business, real us.
And today we got a special guest, my friend, my brother. Y'all might know him. I know a lot of y'all might know him. But go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What's up, y'all? My name's Shawn, aka Baby Shawn. I be rapping. Check me out, my Instagram _64.Shawn2, the number 2.
Alright. And today we just wanna kind of dive into your life, your story, you feel me? Why don't you start by telling the people like a little bit about yourself, like where you come from, you feel me? All of that.
Alright, I'm 25, from out east. I grew up mainly with my grandma and grandpa growing up. I didn't really have my siblings and my mom and my dad in my life. You know, growing up that way and going to a school where I went to a charter school, so things are very well structured. These are kids that come from families and well-off homes and stuff like that. So with me not having, I'm seeing kids with their moms, with their dads. On certain Mother's
Mm-hmm.
Day, Father's Day, bring your dad to school day. Stuff like that. And I'm the only kid that don't have that type of treatment and love. I didn't have that, so that eventually caused anger to build inside of me,
Mm.
and that had a big effect on me going into my teens because I was just so angry. I just wanted to be normal. I wanted my mom, I wanted my dad, I wanted to be with my brothers, I wanted the normal lifestyle, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I got into my teens, I just started basically like, shit, fuck everything. I started rebelling. I started getting into the streets, being curious. Um, because when I did grow up with my grandma and grandpa, I was sheltered a lot.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I didn't really get to peek out into the world until I actually got to move in with my mom at the age of, I think it was 13. So all the way up until 13, I was with my grandma and grandpa by myself. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So when I got to that age and finally got to live with my mom and my siblings, I was curious. I'm like, what's out here in the world? You know what I'm saying? When I
Yeah.
see what I see on TV, the movies, the music videos, stuff like that, it made me curious. So I went
So
out
I
there.
got a question. So what was the biggest differences between living with your grandparents and living with your mom?
So living with my grandparents, they older. So with me being so young and them being so old, the age difference caused me to kind of adapt to the old soul. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Okay.
A lot of things that a normal child experiences, activities that they participate in, I didn't because I'm living with people that are of age, so they don't do certain things that normal parents for the kid my age would do. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's a lot of things I didn't get to do and missed out on. But when I did get to go with my mom, I'm around my brothers now and they around my age. And, she's being a mom, she taking us doing this and doing that. So it was I had a lot more freedom. And
Okay.
I say this too, and I love my mom to death, but she young. You know what I mean? My mom had me at 15. So she's not that much older than me. So she was still in a learning process too
Yeah.
with raising me and my brothers. So I say that to say when I say I had more freedom, I basically do what I want to do. Basically, I do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So that's how I jumped off into the streets because that structure went away. That sheltered structure went away.
Okay. You was when you moved in with your mom, that's when you kind of started to get into the streets. So what did that look like? What kind of led you to what they call it jumping off the porch? You feel me?
So it really started with a fascination for guns. That's really where everything started. Because before I even jumped off into the streets and the aspect of like selling drugs and doing things like that, my first taste of, you would say, jumping off the porch is I took my mom's boyfriend's gun while they was gone one day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was riding around the hood with it and I shot it. And when I shot it, it sent an adrenaline rush through me. And since then, I just, I know it's crazy as it sound. I had a thirst to shoot. I had a thirst to feel that adrenaline rush again.
Yeah, I
You
know
know what I'm
what you're
saying?
talking about.
So
Yeah.
when the selling drugs come into the picture, I mean, I was trying to do the right thing. Like my mom was trying to guide me in the right direction and get a job. So I
Mm-hmm.
had got a job at 16, and the shooting the gun incident was at 14. You know what I mean? So I started smoking weed at 14 too. So boom, fast forward to 16, I'm working a little job and shit. I finally, 16 now, I can finally work, and I had got a job. But what they were paying me, it wasn't enough for the type of lifestyle that I was trying to live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So 2016, I was working at Nick's Chili Park. They was only paying me like 7.25 an hour, and I was
Yeah.
getting paid bi-weekly. So this amount of money that I'm making here is not accommodating my lifestyle. So like I said, my mom, she was messing with a dude who was like, basically he was getting it on in the streets. You know what I mean? He was doing his thing. And when I'm at the crib, I see this. I'm seeing the stings knocking at the door. I'm seeing the bankrolls. I'm seeing the phone continuously going off. I'm seeing the love he get in the neighborhood from everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so one day I hit him up. I'm like, bro, listen, I'm about to quit my job. I need you to, you know what I mean, show me how to get it on. I need you to show me how to grind.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because where I was getting paid 2 weeks worth of work, I'd get enough money to go buy a pair of shoes and then I'd be broke again.
They on
Yeah.
everything.
You know what I'm
On
saying?
Yeah.
everything. On
So,
everything. 725 an hour. Yeah, that ain't nothing.
so
Yeah.
that day, when I sent that text, he told me to pull up. I walked out my job, middle of my shift. I walked out, got on the bus and shot over to him. And it was on the floor ever since then. You know what I mean? First thing he showed me how to do was the eyeball to work. You know what I mean? The crack. He showed me how to eyeball it first. Then he showed me how to use the scale, the double digit scale. Then I moved to the triple digit scale and the quadruple digit scale. And then I started moving on to other drugs. I mean,
Yeah.
so, but I was so young though, over in the area, but I had such a great hustle hand. It was just like, felt like it was made for me to do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm to the point where I'm helping my
Yeah.
OG at the crib, you know what I mean, with certain bills. And, you know what I mean, if she needs some money, I got my own car. I'm riding around. I got, you know what I mean, the fresh fits on. I got, you know what I mean, everything that I need for my age. You know what I mean? I'm superseding what I need for my age. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that's what it was looking like as far as the streets. And then too, while I'm doing this, still got my fascination for guns. So I'm riding on my gun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm already high headed. I'm already angry on the inside still from my childhood trauma.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So with all that, you mix that along with being hostile, the first nigga to play with me, I'm trying to see him stretch. Just
Yeah.
because at the time. And you know what I mean? That's real YN activity. You know what I mean? For no reason. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was looking like around that time.
Yeah. So,
I actually got a question. During that time, did you? I know that you said that like it really like fell in your lap like this lifestyle, but was there a part of you that actually didn't even want to do it? You know what I mean? Like the society shows you like you can go and get this other type of job that can pay you more, they can do all of that. Was there another side of you that just really didn't want to do it, or you felt like you had to do it?
Crazy as it sounded, I wanted to do it.
Mm,
Cause like I said, growing up sheltered the way I was and not being exposed to the world, but seeing it through the TV, it made me want to get out there, and I had developed a fascination for the streets based off of the music that I'm listening to, the rap videos that I'm watching, and stuff like that.
mm.
And then two, on the weekends when I go to my mom's house, she in the hood, so she around hood niggas. You know what I mean? So these the only influences that I really have aside from my grandpa. He old. You know what I'm saying? So I know this is not really the influence that I'm supposed to have. I'm supposed to have a father. You know what I'm saying? So my grandpa, I love him to death, and he did what he was supposed to do. He raised the best that he could. But when I'm around these other dudes that's portraying the lifestyle that I'm seeing on this TV that I'm so intrigued in, I
Mm-hmm.
start to mimic the movements that I see from them because I'm still young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So eventually it turned to this. This is what I want to do. I want to get in the streets.
Okay. So so so
Two, not to cut you off,
yeah.
but two, like I said, I will say this. I didn't have no problem getting in the streets because that's what I wanted to do. But at the same time, it wasn't kind of like a situation where I had to, because like, okay, everything wasn't all good. So when I did go to my mom's, when everything did pop off, when I started selling drugs and getting my own money, we went through a period of homelessness. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have for a while. I think it was around before 2016. So I want to say 2015 and 16. We were homeless. We were living in shelters, homeless shelters. Sometimes we didn't even have that. We'll be sleeping in a minivan, all of us together. Uh, Certain relatives' houses and stuff like that. So that kind of developed the thirst for me to want to get some money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I know this right here ain't it. I'm going to school with these dusty clothes on, and I'm seeing everybody in here with the freshest Jordans, the latest Jordans, you know what I mean, clean clothes, and I got on some knockoffs, and you know what I mean, something with a hole in it, something that may not fit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, I can understand the struggle. I've been there.
So
Shoes busted open.
going through that, going through nights that I ain't had nothing to eat but some bread. You know what I mean? When I did get around the my homie that did I'm gonna call him my OG because really he the one that taught me how to get some money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I finally did meet him and that popped off, it was kind of both. Like, man, I already want to get some money, and then I'm going through this too. You mix that, it makes you unstoppable.
Yeah,
You know
the
what I mean?
drive
You,
with
you
the
can't
emotion.
not get some money.
Yeah.
The hustle, there's no limit to the hustle if there's a reason behind it.
Yeah. You're right.
So yeah, basically it wasn't just like, hey, I want to do this. I don't need to, but I'm going to. But it was both.
Would you say that with a different type of guidance, things would have turned out a little different for you?
Yeah, most definitely. 'Cause like I said, once I started getting around my mom and stuff, and then we got relatives that's in the streets, people she dealing with that's in the streets. So these men are the people that I'm looking up to at this time. I don't have no other male figure in my life. My dad, he gone. He locked up somewhere. You know what I mean? So I'm not with my grandpa anymore. And it's me, my mom's, and my brothers, and I'm the oldest. I
Mm.
mean, so I'm the man of the house when there ain't no man around. And when I'm riding around with these different people, and I'm seeing them get some money. I'm seeing how they got their heat with them everywhere they go, or are they doing this or they doing that, and I look up to these people already just
Yeah.
off the strength of I love you as my cousin. It might be my cousin. It could be anybody that I develop some love for. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? When you at that age, when you young and you're trying to find out who you are, you're going to find you something to idolize and mimic the actions of.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what it is or who you are. When you're trying to find yourself, you're gonna attach yourself to something that intrigues you and start trying to be like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
like trying to find an identity,
Yeah.
so you leech yourself to whatever you can.
What intrigues you the
Yeah,
most?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Dang, that's crazy. Yeah.
um I think this interview might be a little harder to do.
Why?
I don't know, him talking, he just makes me think of my brothers because I really didn't understand them and what they was going through. Sorry.
I know about I didn't heard about the attempted murder and stuff like that. So kind of like fill people in on some of the details about you that they don't know of, or some of the things that they might not know that didn't happen with you growing up in the streets and what that looked like.
So most of the craziest stuff started around the time where I started to sell start selling drugs in the streets. That's really when the crazy stuff started happening. Cause around that time, like when I started getting into it and I started jugging and getting comfortable with it, it got to a point where like I'm riding around with I got heroin, I got ice, I got work, I got soft, I got scales, I got guns, I got a gun on me. You know what I mean? And sometimes I got a baggie on me, and this is how I'm walking around every day. But I was smart about it, so I kept everything I'm doing in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
I don't ride around. So when I say riding around at this time, because there's other times we gonna get to, but at this time I'm walking around the neighborhood. So we grinding on our street. You know what I mean? So we had the street on lock. So all these things is coming to us. You know what I mean? And I'm the youngest nigga doing this shit over here. You know, I got the big homies with me too, but at the end of the day, I'm one of the youngest niggas over here getting some money like this
yeah,
and doing what I'm doing. But at the same time, I was a high head with it. So, you know, I'm doing little stuff on the side that we ain't gonna speak on. If you know, you know. It's little dumb stuff, high headed, being young. You know what I mean? But doing all that is what led up to basically me catching the attempted murder case. But I'm gonna say this too, it wasn't really my fault what happened because at the end of the day, I beat it off of self defense.
mm,
Basically, kind of like,
yeah. So
but
so so I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you right there. Let's kind of dive into that, like what had
yeah,
happened, you know, because I know there's a bunch of people watching right now, like attempted murder, attempted
yeah,
murder. Who got
yeah.
murdered? So you know, if you could, you feel me, kind of break that story down and what happened and why it led up to that and the case and all of that and how you ended up beating it and coming home.
Yeah, so it was May 5th, 2018. So, mind you, leading up to this, I was already on my bullshit out in the streets doing what I do. I was hot. So, like I said, it was May 5th, 2018. At the time, I was messing with a chick that was down there from Muncie. She was from Muncie. But we were staying down here. And that, um, one day she asked me to take her down to Muncie to handle some family affairs.
Yeah,
Um, I shoot her down there. I take my mom with me. Take my heat with me, of course. You know what I'm saying? So we get down there and the people that's down there, the niggas that's down there, they don't like me. Because, you know, she had a baby daddy. If she got a baby daddy that don't like me. Off the simple fact, you know what I mean, I'm with his baby mama right now.
yeah,
So we get down there. Every time we go down there, I've been down there probably 2 or 3 times. When we get some weed, she'll call him. But it'll never be an issue. She'll call him, he'll pull up, or we'll go to wherever he at. She'll get out, handle it, and get in, and we'll leave. It'll never be an issue. You know what I'm saying? So we get down there this particular day. I take her to her people house to handle her family affair, and something happened to where the police get called, and she goes to jail for a warrant. Before she actually got arrested, I had words with her uncle.
mm,
Um, and that's really what started the domino effect for everything that happened. So she gets arrested, she gets taken away, and me and my mom we leave. We getting ready to hop on the highway to go come back to the city. Her baby daddy called my phone, or he texted me and asked me did I still want the weed.
mm,
I was gonna just say no and shoot back to the city, but my OG wanted to smoke a blunt on the highway on the way back.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So shit, I'm like, shit, fuck it. I'm gonna pull up on him. You know what I mean? We can link at the gas station, grab some weed, and ain't gonna be no problem. You know what I mean? If something pop off, it is what it is. I'm ready for whatever. You feel me?
yeah.
It's so crazy because on the way to the gas station, I called the girl brother, her little brother. That's my dog. Shout out to Dariel. Shout out to Dariel. I called him. I said, bro, I'm about to meet such and such at the gas station. If anything pop off, if a motherfucker end up shot, you know what's up. That's on the
Yeah.
way to the gas station, not knowing what's about to happen.
Dang.
You know what I mean? So
Just
I
that
told
feeling,
him,
huh?
yeah. I told him that. I'm like, man, if something pop off, you know what's up. So we get to the gas station. Originally, I was just gonna let her go in and grab it and come back out and pull off without me interacting with anybody. But I'm like, man, nah, I'm not about to let her go in there by herself. You know what I mean? And knowing the situation, I know these niggas really don't like me. You know what I mean? So I go in there with her, and instantly I feel something was off. I'm talking to him, well, she's talking to him about what just happened, and I'm noticing he's looking around a lot. Uh, the dude that he was with is, you know what I mean, just walking around looking at different stuff, not really, you know what I mean, having a purpose.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I say about 5 minutes into their conversation, uh, two niggas and three females walked in, and I know who they all were. They're, friends, family, everybody's related in some way.
Yeah, yeah.
So I see them two walk in, and I see the expressions on their face. I see the expression on dude face. I see them lock eyes. I immediately knew what time it was. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, they just set to pick on me.
Yeah.
So what had happened was the uncle called them, told them what happened, and he set to pick on me using the weed to get me to pull up.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm in this gas station. It's just me. It's my mom and four niggas and three females that are all rocking with each other. I'm not from here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This y'all section. And y'all feeling like right now y'all got a point to prove.
Yeah.
So the baby daddy, he ain't really saying nothing. It's his homies that walk in that got on it.
Yeah.
The homie that the nigga that came in and got on it, his girl was there. So he feeling like he got a point to prove. You know what I mean? He got
Mm.
a, you know what I'm saying? So he pulled right up on me like, hey, I heard you got into it with such and such, talking about the uncle.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I ain't getting into it with nobody. I said what I said and it was that.
Mm.
Nah, he said, nah, I heard this. Woo, woo, woo. He walked up on me a little closer. I told him word for word. I said, fuck what you heard. Listen to what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And I guess that triggered him. You know what I mean? He got his people right here. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Very.
And he, the mic, this is my mom right here. I'm standing where I'm at. And he walked around her, pushed her to the side, kind of a little bit. Pushed her to the side, kind of a little bit. Pulled his pants up. He about to swing on me. So mind you, I'm knowing what's about to happen. I see you about to swing on me. I know I got this heat on me, and we on camera. So I know what I need to do to make this look like self-defense. Because as soon as you touch me, I'm about to blow you down in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He punches me. He got me. So when he did hit me, I ain't gonna lie, he got me. He got me good because I let him hit me. But he got me good though. He split my shit right here. My lip hit one of my fangs and it split it
Yeah.
open.
So you was like, I'm gonna eat this punch because you
Yeah.
finna get to.
Yeah.
You gonna catch this back end.
Yeah. So given the circumstances, I'm outnumbered. I've been attacked. I got my mom with me and I'm not from here. This right here gives me all rights to do what I'm about to do.
Yeah. Self defense plus defending your
But
mama at the same time.
think of it like this. That's for me to take to court if I get in trouble for this. In my mind, we ops. I don't like y'all. Y'all don't like me. You know how that go.
Then this is gonna happen regardless.
Yeah, so as soon as he touched me, he tried to wrestle me to the back of the store. He was on my back, and I end up getting my gun out, and I shot at the floor to get him off me because I couldn't get him off me. I knew that would get him off me. And as soon as he got off me, he tried to run, and I was right behind him. Um, the first shot, I had overstuffed my clip, so it didn't feed when I shot it that time. So when I shot it again, it clicked.
Mm.
So imagine this: the chip racks is knocked over. He's running. I'm jumping over a chip rack and cocking my gun back at the same time. And as soon as I cock my gun back, I up there and I start blowing at him, and I'm hitting him.
Yeah.
So at the time when I'm okay, so I chased him out the store. I was shooting in and out the store. I hit him inside and outside the store. I chased him outside. I hit him a couple more times, and then that's when we left. At the time, I only see him. I got tunnel vision. I'm only seeing him because I'm pissed. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And when I actually got to court and seen the video, it was a lot of people right there.
Mm.
Somebody could have got hurt. They didn't have
Yeah.
nothing to do with anything because I was being reckless.
Mm.
It was babies right there.
Damn.
It was a woman holding her baby right next to that door.
So
Wow.
how did that make you feel when you seen that?
Well, if you want me to be honest, cause I ain't gonna do no lying. It made me feel away, but it didn't, because for the simple fact I don't know those people.
Mm.
You know what I mean? But for as far as the compassion that I have as a person, I would never want to put a child's life in danger, cause I don't get down like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it did make me feel away. For the simple fact it was a child there, right there. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about an infant.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying, I chased him from inside to outside the gas station, and he got hit in his back 5 times. Um, Pierced his lung, shattered his knee, did something to his shoulder, and had another stomach injury. Uh, Muncie's so small, everything's around the corner.
Yeah.
So the hospital was like 5 minutes away. The In the paperwork it said when he got there he was drowning in his own blood because of the hole in his lungs. So
Mm.
if he wasn't in that location, so if he was down here in that, he wouldn't have made it. And he only made it because he was right by a hospital.
Mm.
You know, and when I pulled off from the gas station, I didn't know that when I was running back to the car, I had dropped my phone in the parking lot.
Oh man.
And I'm not from there. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't GPS it or anything, and the police ended up getting behind us. And for the record, everything that I'm saying, the case, I was acquitted of all charges. I was convicted of only a level 6, so everything that I'm talking about cannot be brought back up. Um, when the police got behind us, I was trying to keep the gun in the car. I didn't want to come off my head. So my mom, she took it from me. She threw it out the window, and I took them on a high speed. Um, During the high speed, I was just thinking like, man, like shit, I really couldn't fathom a particular thought at the time. It's just I had a whole lot of thoughts going on at once. But yeah, I took them on a high speed, and it just came to a point where I was going so fast, and I came up on a street to where you got to either turn left or right. You can't go straight. I couldn't make that turn. I was going too fast,
Mm-hmm.
and I pulled into a parking lot. It was a golf course or a golf field or whatever you want to call it. I pulled in there, and I told my mama, I'm like, shit, I'm about to run. Uh, I mean, she said, do what you gotta do. Uh, that's one thing about my mom, man. She loved her kids to death, and she ride with us right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I love her to death. Uh, when I was getting ready to open that door to hop out, I was getting ready to try to run. I tried to open the door before the car was fully in park, so it didn't open.
Mm.
And when it finally did unlock and I got out, the police was already out the car and he already had his gun on me.
Mm.
Wow.
And he told me, he's like, you do anything, I'm gonna fuck you up. That's exactly what he said. And so I'm like, damn, I just,
Just to verify, how old were you?
At that time, I was 18.
Wow.
Yeah, I just turned 18 at that time,
Wow.
and I had just got out a juvenile for a gun charge.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. Was that your first time being incarcerated, or having to run in with the police to where it ended in handcuffs and in the back of a police car?
Yeah, so I should explain that. Yeah, so when I was 17, I caught a gun charge in a dope case. I got caught downtown with a gun and some crack. I did a little time in juvenile, not major, and then right after that, I caught that.
Mm.
Mm.
So,
Wow.
they ended up catching you. So you ended up going to jail in Muncie. So what was that like fighting that case in Muncie?
Man, and just talking about it right now, I'm going down memory lane, so I'm feeling those emotions right now. Uh, but it was crazy. Um, for one, I'm away from home. This is a new setting,
Yeah.
and the charges that I had got, like I said, they stacked charges on me. I had attempted murder, I had aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, criminal recklessness with a handgun, and possession of a handgun. Level
Mm.
one, attempted murder, 20 to 40 years. Level three, aggravated battery, that's 3 to
Wow.
16 years. The level six was 2 to 6. Well, it's my bad, 0 to 2.5, and then a misdemeanor. So I'm looking at all day right now. I'm looking at 73 years put together.
Yeah.
Um, I'm only 18, and I'm out of bounds. I'm not in my city. I'm in a predominantly white area, uh, as far as the judicial system,
Mm.
and it's a small county. They like to make example out of us.
Yeah.
So that was hard for me. But I'm very spiritually invested. And when I read those charges on that paper, I had an overwhelming sense of calmness. Cause I knew God he was gonna see me through the situation.
Mm.
Mm.
So
That's deep.
instead
That's
of
deep.
being
That's
So so
deep.
so
That
so so
is.
looking at 70+ years, like first seeing it, like dang, y'all trying to give me 70 some years. It was a sense of calmness and peace. Yeah, that's deep.
yeah,
Wow.
That's deep. That that
Mm.
that that take a different level of faith. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Really
yeah.
do on everything.
So that was when I first got booked in. So that's before I even got back to the back. That's me just reading my charging information.
Mm.
Yeah. So when I finally get back to the back, I don't know what to expect. Like I said, I'm not from here. I don't know these people like that who I just shot. I don't know who's connected to who. I don't know who's in here, whose family's who. I don't know nothing.
Mm.
I don't know what's going to happen. I could die in here for all I know. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I didn't know what to expect. But I do know that I'm not going for nothing. I'm a little nigga with a big heart. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go every
Yeah.
time. Um, So when I get back to the block, like shit, like I didn't ask for PC or none of that. If for those who don't know what PC is, that's protective custody. They keep you separate from regular population for your safety.
Mm.
I didn't ask for PC or none of that. I went straight to general population. Um, so when I got back there, mind you, I'm 18. I'm a little nigga at the time. Probably what buck 30, soaking wet at the time. So I get back there and then it's so packed they ain't even have a cell for me. So I'm sleeping in a day room on a boat, a
Damn.
little boat thing with my mat
Yeah.
Mm.
exposed. I don't even have a room to, get some peace or some
Mm.
you know, so I say 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, I can't remember exactly into me being in there. Nobody knows who I am yet, but everybody's looking because Muncie's so small, everybody knows everybody. When I say everybody knows everybody, they
Yeah.
know everybody. So everybody's wondering who I am already off the rip. And when you locked up, the news is one of the number one priorities, whatever dorm you go to. So they watching the news, and I pop up on there. My
Wow.
case pop up on there.
Yeah.
My face, dude face, the situation.
Mm.
And I'm like, damn, what's about to happen?
Because his people might be here.
Everybody's watching this right now.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you don't know who connected. Yeah.
Everybody's up right now. Uh, but instead, a older guy pulled up on me. He, you know what I mean, asked me my name and shit. He's like, yeah, that was you on the news. And he was chopping it up with me. He was like, yeah, but it's some little homies over there in cell one that want to holler at you. I guess they homeboys with the victim on your case.
Mm.
So I'm like, damn, all right, it's time for it's that time. Like shit,
Yeah.
it's about to go down this motherfucker. So I put my sandals on, take my socks off, cause when you in a facility where you wear sandals and no shoes, when you fighting, you take your sandals off and you go barefoot on the concrete. It give you more grip.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
I took my socks off. I had my sandals on in case it was a peaceful setting environment. But if not, I can just kick these sandals off and get right to it. Uh, Roll my pants legs up so my pants don't get caught under my foot and I don't slip. You know, just prepare to, you know what I mean, for whatever's about to happen in here. I'm about most likely get jumped if I'm about to go in here and fight because there'll be no one on ones like that.
Yeah.
But I go in here, I was walking like, shit, what's up? OG say I need to holler at me. It is what it is at this point. It's
Mm.
like three niggas in here.
Yeah.
We all around the same age. Matter of fact, we all was 18. And so I'm like, what's up? And the biggest nigga in the room, he, he asked my name. And he basically asked, like, what happened? I
Yeah.
broke it down to him exactly what happened. Shit. Motherfucker pushed up on me. I ain't had nothing to do with nothing. I don't know nobody for real. He pushed up on me because of his mans.
Yeah.
And come to find out, the victim on my case was friends with a known rat in the city that had told on the dude that I'm talking to on his
Oh.
murder case.
Damn.
So he don't fuck with dudes no more. They grew up together, childhood friends, everybody in this room. But he's hanging with this rat that's telling on six other people.
Damn.
Wow.
So they don't fuck with this nigga no more.
Yeah.
That was almost like God's protection as well,
hmm
in the same sense.
Cause it gets even deeper than that. It was around dinner time and I didn't have no food or nothing to eat. Trays was already served. You know what I mean? He called me back into the room. He was like, "Man, here you want to hit this e-cig?" I mean, I smoked the e-cig with him. We was talking.
Yeah.
He like, "Man, you hungry?" I'm like, "Shit, hell yeah." I mean, he threw me some food to eat. I mean,
Mm.
we've been locked in ever since. And I just came home from prison in 2023, December 28, 2023. We was just in prison together, and up until this day, we have never lost contact. Only when we couldn't contact each other.
Mm.
That's been my man's ever since.
Yeah.
Mm. So,
Yeah.
so just to clarify, from 2018, you were in there until 2023.
Nah, I was in that situation from 2018 until 2020.
2 years
hmm
from that situation.
hmm
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me break that down. What happened as far as the case setting? So I told y'all what they had me charged with. They had me on all those charges. My first plea that I got from the prosecutors, and I want to say this was about somewhere where in my first 9 months. I want to say
Yeah.
my first plea they brought me was open level one. So for those who don't know what an open level one is, it's an open plea to the level one attempted murder. So they want me to sign an open argument plea for my attempted murder. So basically what that means is I'm gonna sign off on this and I'm gonna go to a sentencing hearing and the judge is gonna give me anywhere from 20 to 40 years depending on how he feel that day.
Mm.
That was the first plea they brought me.
Sign your life away.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
But they not knowing I'm young but I ain't dumb. And it's my life that I
Yeah.
haven't even really got to start yet.
Mm.
So I'm about to fight for it.
Yeah.
And I got a good fight. I got attacked. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I had a good argument. So I refused it. And I fired the attorney that brought it to me because why would you bring that to me and expect me to even
Think
think about
about it.
signing that?
Why wouldn't you throw
Wow.
that back in their face? Like,
We,
nah.
I'm taking drastic measures. I'm firing attorneys. I don't care. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I mean, so that was the first plea they brought me. So 16 months in, they bring me another plea. Mind you, I'm just sitting. I'm just sitting. The time was hard for me. Most of this time I was doing was on lockdown because I was still young. I'm defiant, rebelling. I don't like authority at all. So I'm always talking shit to the police and doing dumb shit like that. So I'm in the hole most of the time, 23 and 1, 23 hours a day in my cell. I get an hour out. The most time I spent in the hole at once, I did 120 days, and I did 93 of those days in the cell by myself at the age of 19.
Mm.
Mm.
Um, so at 16 months, they brought me another plea, and this time the plea was 20 years executed to the Department of Corrections. So they tried to get me to sign 20 years prison. Um, and again, I declined it, and I fired that attorney. Because what makes you think me is because I had turned 19, so now I'm 19. Why am I signing 20 years? Are you going to sign 20 years?
No.
So they brought me the 20 executed, and I declined it, and I fired that attorney. So, boom, I'm back to square one. I'm back to going to pre-trial conferences and just going to court, getting court dates pushed back 2 and 3 months at a time. Um, God works in mysterious ways, and I also was blessed with discernment to see and be able to actually see when He's working
Mm.
and see the effects of His work. Um, they assigned me another attorney. Her name is Jill Gonzalez. She passed away since then. Um, they assigned her to my case, and this is about 19 months in at this time. And I'm about ready to go to trial because I didn't decline 2 pleas already. They done giving me pleas. It's time to go to trial and roll the
Mm-hmm.
dice. Um, they assigned me this attorney, and I'm at this point tired of sitting. So I'm like, I'm ready to go to trial with whoever and take my chances.
Mm.
Um, Unbeknownst to me, this specific attorney, if you're not paying her, she works with the prosecutors, and she's gonna get you railroaded in order to help her get better plea bargains on the cases that she got paid for.
Mm.
So I'm about to go into trial, juggling 40 years with a lawyer who don't care nothing about me and is about to try to get me railroaded.
Yeah.
Um, 2 weeks before my first trial was supposed to start, I get an attorney visit, and it's from her. And mind you, the one time we met before this, she didn't talk about anything uh, as far as my case, coming up with a game plan.
Mm.
Mm.
All she was stuck on was my last plea of 20 years and why I didn't sign it.
Wow.
So 2 weeks before my first trial was supposed to start, I get an attorney visit from her. I go in there and she's been removed from my case for conflict of interest.
Wow.
Now that is God working.
Yes.
So I guess my victim hired her as a private attorney on another one of his cases. So she
Mm.
can't represent both of us at the same time.
Mm.
So she was forced to be removed from my case 2 weeks before my first trial was supposed to start. So I'm back to square one again. And this time I get an attorney who's fresh into the game. So he got a point to prove.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's trying to get some W's under his belt and get his name solidified within the attorney industry. First time he came and see me, um, it was like the chemistry was there. I had my paperwork, he had his paperwork. We exchanged ideas, we exchanged evidence, we exchanged what we found within the paperwork. And 2 months later, we went to trial. Um, My trial was 5 days. Uh, my deliberations was 6 hours, and God also revealed Himself throughout this trial to let me know it's going to be all right. Uh, my first telltale sign was I ended up with one black juror.
Yeah.
Um, you don't see that a lot in the judicial system anymore, or really have ever seen that. Um, Especially in the small county I was in, that's
Mm.
Yeah.
ran by a judicial system that's ran by white people.
Yeah, and everything.
So me to be able to have a black juror, um, let me know right there, like, I mean, it's a higher power at work here, um, in my favor. It's working in my favor because I had a higher purpose. I had an assignment to achieve out here, so it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't time for me to go and be locked down for the rest of my life. Um, my second sign, you got 12 jurors that's going to be in the box, and then you got two substitute jurors for if one of these jurors can't make it, they're already up to date on the trial. They know what's going on. They can just hop right in. But when you pick your jurors, you interview them first before you, and you can say, yes, I want them, or no, I don't want this person, based off of what they say.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my selected substitute jurors, one of her statements that caught my attention the most is she says she believes strongly in young people having a second chance,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what they did,
Yeah.
because they're young and they make mistakes.
Facts. Facts. I believe the same thing though.
So I had her up there along with this black lady,
Mm.
and this black lady, she's connected to people that I'm back in the back with, and she's family of family that I
Mm.
know, people that I know back there. So this ain't some black person that want to see other black people that's not in the same uh, tax bracket as them. Should I say they want to see them fall? That's not one of them.
Yeah.
It's a lady from the hood.
Mm.
I mean, this could be my auntie right here.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody
Mm.
that knows the struggle of
Yeah,
being young and black
Mm.
in the
yeah.
judicial system.
So during this trial, this 5 day trial, the prosecutor doing everything in his power to make me look like a menace to society, a killer, uh, just someone that don't need to be out here in society. He tried his best. He came up with so much stuff. He made PowerPoints to bring up on projectors and all type of other stuff. The trial was heated. It was a back and forth. Both sides did what they came to do. But when it came down to the end of it, like I said, the deliberation, and for those who don't know what that is, that's when the jurors go back to the back at the end of the trial and they make the decision whether you're guilty or not guilty. They deliberated for 6 hours.
Yeah.
6 hours.
So how was that waiting time?
Yeah.
It was the worst 6 hours of my life. For one, I was handcuffed to the front, but the handcuffs had a belt on them, so I'm chained like this. I mean, I was up there handcuffed in that cell, and this is a cell that's in the intake unit. So the cell is so small. If you extend your arms out, you can touch both sides of the walls,
Yeah.
both walls. So it's that small. And I'm just sitting in here wondering all the possibilities in the world going through my head right now. One word, and I'll never see the streets, or not never. One word, and I won't see the streets again until I'm 40, 50, 60 years old. I'm only 19, 20 at this time.
Yeah.
One word, I could go home tonight.
Mm.
That's a lot to handle.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially at that age, like dang, like
In that moment, that was a lot to handle. One word is about to change my life. So when I was doing my time, I was doing a lot of praying. And one thing I specifically remember I talked to God about, I told him, I said, I just want one more chance. I want to get out here and try this music. Just please let me get a chance to try this music. And if I mess up again, then you can send me to prison. I want y'all to remember that.
Mm.
Um, I get back into the courtroom. Like I said, I be getting these signs from God that everything's gonna be okay. So when the jury came back in, when they were walking back in to read the verdict, the lady that believes in says she believes in young people having a second chance. When they walked back in and she walked past me, she winked at me and she smiled.
Mm.
Wow.
Um, so right then I knew I was about to go home. They read the verdict. Attempted murder, they found me not guilty. Um, Aggravated battery, they found me not guilty.
Mm.
They found me guilty for a level 6, criminal recklessness. I had already been here 2 years. The max on this is 2.5 years. Time served.
Mm.
Wow.
Misdemeanor, time served. You're released
Mm.
to go home.
How did you feel in that moment?
Man, uh, it was overwhelming. Cause this whole trial, my mom was there. My family was there.
Mm-hmm.
So to look over and see my lawyer text my mom and say not guilty, he's coming home. It was the best feeling I have ever had. Still to this day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Wow.
And I
So
walked home a free man that night with no probation, no papers,
no,
nothing.
nothing. Just clear. Clear to go. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Wow.
So what happened once you was free?
Man, things got worse. Uh, 48 days after I came home from that situation, I caught a pistol case and a dope case. I got pulled over with the Glock and some heroin, and
Mm.
the Glock had a 30 in it.
Mm.
Uh, I wasn't really worried about it because I know what I just got convicted of was small, but I know at the same time they still can see that. And the mixture of gun and drugs, it just wasn't a good look.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
and it's like, damn, man, I just came home. I have only been out 48 days. Um, but again, I had a different purpose out here. COVID just hit
Mm.
real
Yeah.
heavy. So if you didn't have a violent case, they were letting people out on like GPS and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I had a level 5 gun charge and a level 5 dope charge, and they released me in 5 days on GPS.
Mm.
Um, so that was a blessing. So things still just kept getting worse. I wasn't learning my lesson. Um, I'm riding around on GPS with these guns. I'm gang banging in the city. I got my gang with me. We in tour with people. They shooting at us. We shooting at them. People getting shot. People's getting killed. Um, I'm selling drugs heavy around the time. So I want to say I think it was about August of 2020. I got switched over from GPS to actual house arrest for my
Mm.
case. I ended up signing a plea for a couple years probation and like a year and a half on house arrest. So I'm riding around on house arrest. Somebody taught me how to wrap my band up
Mm.
with aluminum foil to block the signal so they can't see where I'm at. So I can get out the house. It really all started. Um, I was supposed to go to this part 2 party that me and my homies was hosting, but I got
Yeah.
switched over to house arrest, so I didn't go. And a couple of my homies ended up getting shot that night at the party.
Mm.
So that's the night that I first wrapped my band up, and I popped out and went and did what I did. Every day after that, I didn't get caught. I started wrapping my band up every day. So now I'm back out in the streets, but I'm on house arrest. And at the time, I didn't know how backup time worked. So I
Mm.
didn't
Wow.
know that. Um, I know I got a year and a half on house arrest, but I also got 3 years probation.
Mm.
So that's 5.5 years backup. If you mess up, you can get 5.5 years. At the time, I'm only thinking I'm gonna only do the house arrest time in jail, in prison, if I
If
You
you
know what I mean?
messed up, yeah.
I also didn't know that if you get caught with another gun while you're on house arrest for a gun, you're gonna get that backup time and the time for the new case. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
So I'm riding around. I got 2, 3 sips of heroin in the car with me. I got scales. This shit is packaged up. I got a gun with me. My band is wrapped up.
Mm.
Sometimes I got 2 guns with me.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going out on missions with my band wrapped up. I'm shooting up houses. I'm sliding and doing things that, you know what I mean. If you know, you know. While I'm on house arrest,
Yeah.
and one day a situation had happened. I was in the house and community corrections and the detectives came and they had a search warrant
Mm.
and I was under investigation for several shootings.
Mm.
Um, when they came and they raided me, they found 2 guns in the house while I'm on house arrest.
Yeah.
And one of those guns supposedly was the gun that was used in these shootings,
Mm.
allegedly. So they took me in, of course, because I'm on house arrest. I'm not supposed to be around guns. I'm on here for a gun charge. I'm not supposed to be around guns at all. And then for the investigation, I had to go get questioned for it.
Mm.
It was an investigation. They said for 4 shootings. Um, long story short, throughout the interrogation, the end result was they didn't have enough evidence to charge me with any shootings
Yeah.
based off of what I told them. And the guns that they found in the house, when it comes to house arrest, if you living in a house with other people, you're only responsible for the area in which you sleep, where your things are. So these guns were found in other people's rooms,
Mm.
um, and they couldn't charge me with the guns, the actual guns. So what they did was they hit me with level 6 violations as escape. They hit me with one escape because for I can't say too much. They hit me for an escape for wrapping my band up. Because I had to tell them that I wrapped my band up. Um, and then they gave me another escape for being around the gun.
Mm.
And they were pissed they couldn't charge me with the guns. So
Yeah.
that put a target on my back, of course. And then with the system, I'm always going to have a target on my back just based off of the cases I done beat.
Mm.
Um, so this was my first violation. I haven't had a dirty drop. I've never even took a drop. I haven't had a dirty drop or anything. I've been on house arrest probably 7 months at the time. I haven't had no trouble or nothing because, like I said, the pandemic, they really wasn't on top of anything like that.
Yeah.
My first violation, they sent me to prison. I was facing, like I said, I had 5.5 years back up, and I got blessed. I ended up walking out of there with a year.
Mm.
They gave me a year to do in prison. I did that year. When I got sentenced, that was January of 2021. So I had been out a year since the attempted murder case.
Mm.
When they sent me to prison, they sent me to a year. I got out February of 2022. Um, so when I get out in February of 2022, I still hadn't learned my lesson. At that point, I still hadn't learned my lesson, and I know this now, but at the time I didn't know. A federal investigation had been started on me and the individuals that I be with and the gang that we claim,
Mm.
uh, and that we have been being watched since 2020.
Mm.
Um, so my every move had been being watched all the whole 2020, and now ever since I came home.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So once you got out after doing a year, they was still watching you.
hmm
Okay.
So I don't know this. I'm still having the same mentality. I'm posting pictures online with guns on social media. All my music videos has guns in them, and they're collecting all of this as evidence.
Mm.
Um, Another situation had occurred. I can't say too much about that. Led them to come get me faster than what they were gonna do.
Mm.
So while I was in prison, and this is the FBI, the ATF, and ICGTF, Indiana Crime Gun Task Force, who were conducting these investigations.
Mm.
It was mainly the gun task force.
Yeah.
While I was in prison, they were picking up certain members of the group uh, here and there. So the situation that had happened that made them come get me quicker, because this is what they told me. I was again under another investigation for another shooting
Mm.
when they came and got me in 2022. That they said happened prior to that day, probably like a week.
Mm.
Um,
So how did they come that time? Like what happened? Like was you at the crib chilling? Like what happened?
so this one was different. They set me up. They set me up online.
Mm.
Uh, they hacked a female's page from the city and had been watching me the whole time. They had been home replying to stories, just trying to get in where they fit in
They ain't like really
as a female.
interacting with you
As a
though.
female.
Mm.
Yeah.
So one day I posted some weed and I said, I'm out and about with it. I mean, hit my phone if y'all need some gas. And that page hit my line like I need a quad. And the page looked legit, like I said, it had been hacked. So it was once somebody's page. There's pictures here, there's a bio here, it's got friends, mutual friends, all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not knowing that this is the gun task force
Yeah.
texting me. This is a white man texting
Dang.
me. The objective for them was to get me to pull up with everything that I had and to pull up with my gun, so they can get me for the gun. Because like I said, the center of the investigation was a weapons and narcotics investigation. I forgot to say that it was a weapons and narcotics investigation
Mm-hmm.
from the gun task force. So I pulled up to serve the weed. Nobody shows up. The page stops texting me back. But I noticed the police car pulled up next to me, went in and came back out. So I pulls off. And when I pull off, uh, one comes from the front, one comes from the back. Uh, then they start just swarming from coming from every corner, getting behind me and in front of me. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and they basically boxed me in. They pulled us out the car. And then when I knew it wasn't a regular traffic stop, uh, is when he called me by my nickname.
Mm.
He said, "What's up, Baby Shawn? We've been looking for you."
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Man, I knew it wasn't a regular traffic stop at that point. I got this weed on me. I got this gun on me. Who I'm with got a gun. She got a gun on her.
Mm.
It's looking bad. I'm still on probation from getting out of prison. I'm on parole. No, I just finished parole. I'm on probation. I'm trying to think how much backup time I had off of that probation. I think 18 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was small. But once he revealed to me who he was, he like, I look like an IMPD officer, don't I? I said, yeah. He said, I'm not. I'm undercover federal agent. I work for the gun task force. We've been looking for you. We the ones that got such and such, such and such. And they started naming members from the people I be with.
Yeah.
That's when everything hit me like, wow, the unusual cars I've been seeing. The it's other little stuff. Like they popped up at my baby mama house one day, saying that somebody sent them over there for a welfare check while I wasn't there. She called me and told me, but we into it, so I'm thinking she bullshit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Another situation, her mom's boyfriend pulled off, and they pulled him over thinking he was me.
Mm.
Watching the house, pulled him over thinking he was me. Asking him where I'm at. You think you? Because he got caught with a gun. They said, well, if you cooperate with us, he told us that they took him downtown and said, if you can set Baby Shawn up to pull up and sell you a gun or some drugs or something, we'll throw out this gun case.
Wow.
Mm, mm, mm.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So
So I'm guessing he didn't do it, right?
nah, he didn't do it.
Mhm.
It's
Nah, he
solidness
didn't do it.
is a must.
So I get booked for the gun. I had got caught with a Glock with a 30 in it, beam, light, all that. The female I was with tried to take it for me, but the
Mm,
video, photographic evidence they had suggests otherwise, that it's not hers. Because I had
mm,
just posted a picture with it like 20 minutes before we got pulled over.
mm.
Mm.
So they knew what type of gun they was looking for and what
Yeah,
type of guns they was trying to catch you with.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, so they booked me in for that. I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, I'm going fed. I'm about to get mandatory prison time.
Yeah.
It's just at this point about how much, and this
Yeah.
is fair time. And like I said, I don't know the depth of the investigation. Um, like I said, it's like they basically trying to start a RICO, basically, but
Yeah.
it didn't get that far. So again, I got blessed for the simple fact, before the feds came and actually picked me up from the county, the case stayed state, off for the simple fact that the photographic evidence and the videos that they took off my social media, they didn't get a warrant to get that off my social media first.
Mm.
So that's inadmissible in federal court as evidence.
Oh, okay.
That's a big chunk of their evidence right there.
Yeah, of how they link the gun to you.
So how they're gonna convict me?
If they can't link that
So
gun
without
to
that
you, yeah.
evidence, they really didn't have a case. So everybody went fed except for me because of that one fuck up that they did.
Mm.
And ever since then, the dude that locked me up, he been out to get me. But we'll talk about that later. So my case stayed state. So I was just fighting the gun from the state instead of the feds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was so crazy because I was supposed to probably get out in like a couple of months. This was a June. In June, I was probably gonna be home by December, but still ain't learned my lesson. By this time, I started gangbanging with the vice lord, so I'm down with the five now. At this point, I got put on in the streets, not in the joint, in the jail, none of that. I got put on in the
Yeah.
streets, and I'm in there rotating, and we doing what we do, and nobody wasn't sending me no money. I didn't have no financial support out here.
Yeah.
Um, my mom was my emotional support, but financially, she didn't have it to be able to put money on the phone and send money and stuff like that. She's trying to make it make sense for her and my siblings. So I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have no money coming in. So I had to get it how I live. So me and a couple of my brothers, what we'll do, we rob people, we beat people, we do what
Yeah.
we got to do to eat. You know what I'm saying? So if you come in here, and it really started in the hole, because in the hole, when you in the county, it's not really, the gang politics are not as strong as in prison.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Uh, the only places in the county jail the gang politics really have any force is in the hole, is in SEG. So you got 3V, is where all the people under the 5 be. So
Mm-hmm.
you got your Vice Lords, your Black P Stones, your Latin Kings, etc. And then you got 4V, 4G, my bad. Upstairs is where everybody that's banging six is at.
Mm-hmm.
So I end up getting sent to the hole for some little bullshit, and I'm down there rotating heavy now because this is where the gang politics stand strong at. Um, and I end up, me and a couple of the brothers end up, you know what I mean? I was hungry. If you come in here and you ain't nothing, you ain't under this 5, and don't nobody know you, you got some food, you're gonna come off of that either one way or the other. Either you gonna hand it to us, or we gonna beat the shit out you and we gonna take it.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody had came in with a big bag of food, and shit, I'm hungry. He's nobody to nobody,
Yeah.
and he didn't want to come off of it. So shit, I beat the fuck out of him. Just keeping it real. Beat the fuck out of him, and my niggas end up jumping in afterwards because of some shit that he had said that was disrespectful to all of us. And in the
Yeah.
process of this, a bone in his body got broke. So he broke something. We broke something on him. He had to go to the hospital. He got sent to Eskenazi. Uh, he was older, and his pride was hurt from that, and he pressed charges on everybody.
Mm.
So I ended up catching another felony while I was fighting my original case.
Oh man.
So I just got set back to the start line. I almost was about to be getting home because it's about time for me to get a plea, but now I got a whole new case, and this is not. This is a level 5 battery with serious bodily injury. He got something broken on him.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of going home, I now got to fight another case. So I'm about to be here longer now,
Yeah.
Mm.
and things just kept going downhill. I ended up catching another case in there, still doing the same dumb shit. Put my hands on somebody else, and ended up with a charge even higher than the last one.
Mm.
So now I got a level 4 criminal confinement with serious bodily injury. I got a level 5 battery with serious bodily injury. I got a level 6 battery with moderate bodily injury, and uh, something else. And these are all under different cause numbers, so these are separate cases. So I'm supposed to be getting time for this, this, and this,
Yeah.
back to back to back.
Yeah.
So I turned 6 months, and I sat in the county for about 13 months off of that original gun charge. Catching these cases, I sat in there 13 months, and instead of going home, they sent me to prison for one of the charges that I caught in jail.
Mm.
And because uh, my violent write-ups and the charge that I was coming to prison for was violent, they ended up sending me to a level 4 maximum security yard.
Mm. So which one did you go to? Which
I
one?
went to Miami.
Ah, yeah.
Miami in 2019 was labeled the second most dangerous prison in the United States. With approximately 2019, 300 and something killings that year.
Man,
Technically.
2019.
So if anybody knows about Miami Correctional Facility,
Hey,
I
he
can look
was
it
born in
up.
2019.
Uh, that was a different type of bid because the first prison I went to was a level 2.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lower level. So you got your level 1s, 2, 3s, and 4s. 4s is your maximum securities. Your level 1s, your level 2s, and some of your level 3s. In prison, it's mostly gang politics and fighting.
Yeah.
Once you get to them level 4s, though, it's gang politics and stabbings. There ain't no fighting like that.
Mm.
Niggas is not in there doing no fighting. Niggas in here got all day. They're never going home. So if I kill you, so
Yeah.
what you gonna do? Go to jail? I already am never going home. And
Yeah.
these
So the
niggas
worst fear is gone. That's out the window.
it's niggas in there with life, no parole. I done seen outdates 200, 300 years away.
Mm.
Um, it's niggas in there my age. It's never going home. Got 85 years. It's niggas in there that's been there at 60 something years. So it was a different experience for me than going through basically like kiddie camp because I was at Putnamville before that. I was at the farm and that was fun. That was nothing.
Yeah, that's what I heard about the former. Right.
That shit was vacation. Um, but yeah, Miami was different, and I felt like that along with me um, fucking up so many times and then going through and seeing the things that I saw in a maximum security prison is what helped me finally get my mind right.
Mm. So I got a question. So what are some of the like you said is like totally different going to the level 4s and any of the other ones. What would you say was some of the craziest things that you've seen there?
Uh, my 6th day at Miami, they killed my cellie. They killed my bunkie.
Mm.
They stabbed him 36 times. Um, and I had to lock in the room with his dead body for almost an hour.
Mm.
So when I seen that, I knew it was real because you would hear the stories about Miami when you're in the county and other prisons, but you just hearing the stories.
Yeah.
And now that I just seen this, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is real. Like, I gotta play ball and be on point here.
Yeah.
But I'm good. I mean, I rotate. You know what I mean? Which
Mm-hmm.
means, for those who don't know, rotate means you gangbang in prison. But I didn't get put on in prison. I got put on the streets. A lot of people get put on in prison for protection. But I was already a part of the mob before I got there. Um, but a lot of the differences between the level twos and the fours is like I said. And level twos, if there's an issue going on, it's gonna get handled with fists. They gonna fight. A level fours, people are stabbing every day.
Mm-hmm.
5 out of 6 days is gonna be a stabbing.
Mm.
Somebody's getting stabbed and then potentially killed. So my third day, I went and got me a knife. I'm not about to be walking around. I don't care how much time I got left. It's not. I'm not about to get caught slipping in here because I
Yeah.
see how real this is.
Yeah.
Um, Three niggas went in that room and stabbed that man 36 times, and you can hear nothing but the rumbling, the screaming, and the screaming, and it gets lower and lower until it eventually stops.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And that's just different. It's a different ball game because on the streets we out here shooting. That's long distance combat. Stabbings, that's up close and that's personal.
Person.
You know what I mean? So to see somebody get stabbed that many times and see that much blood in one spot, it's like damn, this shit real.
Yeah. Didn't happen to like you said, you had to lock in. You had to go in and be locked in the room
And
with
and,
the
and,
body.
and that ain't even all. So like I said, so it was some of my brothers that did it. So the way the gang politics work, when you under the five, it don't matter if you're a vice lord, if you're a Latin king, if you're a blood, if you're one of the stones. It's something called the Finball Act, to
Mm-hmm.
where all the fives rotate together in prison. So basically, they know who I was. I already identified myself, so they came to me beforehand and told me it was about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
They paid me, um, you know what I mean, to lock in with him, so everybody can come out before they find his body and we get put on lockdown. Everybody can come out, get their drugs, get everything they need, collect debts and everything else,
Mm-hmm.
prepare for this lockdown.
Yeah.
So I never knew about this. So this is what they taught me, and this is what they had me do. When I locked in the room with him, when they come around for count, when the COs come around for count, they want everybody to move to show that they're alive because people have been left and they're dead. So when they come through and knock on your door, you gotta move, say hey, and so does your bunkie. They had me tie a string around his toe. Um, I didn't tie the string; they tied the string. They tied the string around his toe, and they fished it up to my bunk. 'Cause I was on the top bunk, and they covered him up with fresh sheets and fresh covers. When the police came through and they knocked on the door, and I look and I wave my hand, and they say wake your celly up, I'll secretly pull that string and move his foot, so they'll go on to the next room.
Mm-hmm.
And they did. They kept going. And I was just in there with him for a while. Uh, Another crazy thing I seen was somebody get jumped with knives. So
Mm.
like I said, gang politics. Something happened in another dorm, and it's gang related. It's gonna spill off into every dorm.
Yeah.
So something happened somewhere else, and it caused a chain effect. And just like you see somebody get jumped, but they're stabbing you.
Mm-hmm.
But it was two dudes against one. One of them was sitting on his like torso area, stabbing him in his chest area, and the other one was standing above him, stabbing him in his head.
Mm.
And these knives ain't no toothbrush knives that you see on 60 Days In, some bullshit toothpick. These are knives about this big. You can get them this big. They got something this big. Got something this big. This all depends on what's comfortable for you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is metal and this is steel. This has been burnt and sharpened down to a point.
Mm.
thick steel, thick metal. This ain't no flimsy shit.
Yeah.
They got handles made of different fabrics and sheets and stuff tied around the bottom as a handle for grip and a loop to tie around your wrist. So when it's time to get busy, you don't drop it. That's how serious it get.
Yeah.
Uh, I knew it was real when I seen the nurses wearing bulletproof vests.
Hmm.
The nurses don't ever wear bulletproof vests anywhere else that I've ever seen. The
Yeah.
nurses are somebody that's not really worried about anything. They nurses, but they got on bulletproof vests because here at this facility, the police get stabbed too.
Hmm.
Like I said, these niggas never going home. Police officer come in here trying to disturb somebody's peace, they getting killed too. And I've seen some police get stabbed in the neck because they got on vests, so they aim for the neck head every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that's just some of the stuff that I've seen in there.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So,
And
so now, since you were in there and coming home, how did you adjust?
So this time, like I said, seeing the stuff that I've seen and me doing all this time and being young as I was, at this point I'm like, shit, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. I don't want to keep going through this because it was hard. That time was hard time. I didn't have nobody looking out for me. So I would what they would call poor in there.
mm-hmm.
uh, at some points until I got to certain areas and places like in certain like the prisons, you can hustle a little harder in there, get your hands on stuff. So I started taking care of myself for a while, but a lot of the time was hard time. So me having my son while I was locked up and just watching him grow up through a screen also helped me make the conscious decision to turn my life around.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Cause that was hard. I always wanted a son, and then this was my first son, and I explained to the judge that I'm about to have a son. You know, can you please give me a chance? And they didn't care about that.
Yeah.
So I gotta miss out on my first son's birth. It hurt. It really did. Cause I'm not a deadbeat father. Um, in my son's life, whenever and however I can be.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm into it with his mom or any of that. I'm gonna make sure that I spend some time with my son.
Mm.
Um, so that definitely hurt. That added on to it. Just getting soaking up knowledge and game from the OGs, cause you got it's a difference between an OG and an old nigga.
Yeah. Facts.
Old niggas just old dumb niggas and they got no common sense. They ain't never learned nothing. And you got your OGs that's full of knowledge and they full of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So that's who I gravitate towards. Cause knowledge is power, and I seen the difference between the two sides, and I don't want to be no old dumb nigga that can't teach nobody nothing.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I gravitate to where the knowledge is at, to where the facts are, um, and the real life advice. So me soaking up the game, the knowledge, seeing these niggas is 50 years old in here doing prison time with me. I can't be like that. Y'all grandpas, man. What y'all doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Y'all ain't got it together yet. That helped me want to turn my shit around. And be there for my son, and not even just that, just enjoy life, because I'm just now really getting started with life.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was gone at the age of 18, 19, 21, 22, and 23.
Mm.
Yeah.
I just turned 25, so I've been out a little over a year.
Yeah.
Mm.
I went out of town for my first time,
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
uh,
up.
and that was lit. Um, I'm just trying to finish out this probation and stuff, but the mindset I came home on, I was more spiritually invested in myself, so I had began a spiritual journey with getting to know the creator a little bit more, knowing where I come from,
Mm-hmm.
who I really am, trying to understand my assignment here.
Facts.
Uh,
Facts.
I feel like something happened to me in there to where my consciousness was expanded. My vibrations were raised for whatever reason, and my consciousness was heightened
Mm-hmm.
in a spiritual aspect, and I started receiving downloads. from the source, from the creator, on
Mm-hmm.
certain things to be able to know and to be able to teach. Because I understand now that's what my assignment was. Um, and like I said, God works in mysterious ways. He let me know my assignment before I understood my assignment. Because when I was 11, I was at a family function, and I had always been advanced for my age. Um, I had always been a little bit more wiser than the average, whatever age I was at that time. So I always had conversations with adults as a child, as as a teenager. I gravitate more towards older people. I was having conversations with older
Mm-hmm.
people. And an older guy one day told me, he said, you know, I see you being in the future. And I said, what's that? He said, I see you being a preacher.
Mm.
I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, what are you talking about? But now
That's crazy.
today, I understand my assignment is to help people and to teach people spiritually, because we've been brainwashed. Um,
Facts.
I agree.
it's a lot that we think is true that's not.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of things about the Bible that people didn't know, and that if I was to break down, it just it makes them look at things a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
The things we've been told growing up, all been lies. And so ever since I started understanding these things, I just want to be able to teach people what the truth is about everything that we think about life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? While I was locked up, I met a dude that inspired me so much to do that, and the things he taught me, it it's like it hit a switch
Mm-hmm.
to the point where I feel like he was an angel
I was gonna
um,
say that.
sent to talk to me, because the things that he taught me and the different things he taught me started different rabbit holes
Yeah.
that I went down, and I learned so much. To go back to what you said, as far as adjusting, that had a big part to play in it too. Because now instead of being out here trying to slide and see selling drugs and stuff like that, I'd rather put my time into learning
Yeah.
Mhm.
about real life. Spiritually, I'm trying to progress, and I'm just simply tired of doing time.
Mm.
Um, I'd rather be here for my son and be a real father and give him the childhood that I necessarily didn't have. I had a okay childhood with my grandparents, but it's nothing like having your dad growing up.
Yeah.
So that's how I adjusted. I just started putting those things first, and just knowing that everything else that's not important, it don't matter, and that the things that I thought mattered is what kept me stuck at a low level in a box,
Yeah.
um, making the same decisions to lead me into the same situation.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So that's what really helped me adjust, was having a son and doing a lot of prison time. It helped me get my mind right at a young age.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I can say the same thing. I ain't had to do that much time. I ain't had to. Well, still, then again, I ain't fully get myself all the way right, but I can say I did kind of like start to think before I did stuff. You get what I'm saying? Her being pregnant with my first son and me sitting in jail facing charges that might take me away for, I think it was like the first 8 years of his life. You get what I'm saying? And I was like,
You start to realize a lot of this shit ain't worth it.
to be honest, it hurt. You get what
Mhm.
I'm saying? To be honest, that the hurt and the pain that I felt of thinking of not being there for my son. You get what I'm saying? That was enough, still to this day, to make me think about what I do. You get what I'm saying? Because I always want to be there for them. You get what I'm saying? No matter what, I want to make sure I make it back home to them. You get what I'm saying? So I'm very cautious of what I do. You get what I'm saying? Or how
Definitely,
I do things. You get what I'm saying? And everything.
definitely,
But I think that's one of the biggest blessings to a man is a son. You get what
hmm
I'm saying?
definitely.
For self enlightenment. You get what I'm saying? on everything for self enlightenment.
This this episode is definitely hard for me personally. And I say that is because I'm very thankful to hear your story and just what you went through and how you overcame those things. Um, I stated before, I have brothers and they went to prison, and I just couldn't understand the choices that they made. I couldn't grasp what it was because I didn't live that life. But hearing it and the things that they was mimicking or things that they saw and what they wanted to do, it's like I get it now. So I appreciate you sharing your life with us and how God was in the midst of it the whole time. I think that was beautiful to hear. I know that it's a rough, it was a rough situation, but I truly do believe God was with you.
Definitely.
I do believe that,
And still with you.
and still with
Still
you.
with you.
And this is just what this platform was for. I keep just really thankful for this. This one was very educational for me.
Yeah.
And I want to say too, just to further show y'all how God works. Like I said, I've been out a little over a year. Within 5 months, I had a car, I had my own apartment, I had a job, and I had my son full time.
Mm.
Um, to this day, I'm now a city worker. I work for the city now. I work at DPW. Um, that's gonna be my career for the rest of my life. My grandpa retired from there. He did 35 years there, and he's been taken care of from retirement funds ever since. Um, and I'm still in my apartment. I still got my son. I'm out the way. I haven't been in no trouble. I did 9 months house arrest with no hiccups. Um,
Mm.
I've been paying my probation fees. I'm just living the life that I was supposed to be living back then, but it took me a while to learn it now. Throughout everything I was going through when I was in the streets, I would always fantasize about having a normal life.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did actually get my shit together and turn it around, I already knew what I wanted. I already knew
Yeah.
what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's like innate, even though a lot of men that like growing up and even to this day, like you said, there's a lot of still old dudes out there that's still chasing that lifestyle, that's still chasing like trying to still live in the moment of when they was 20. You get what I'm saying? And so
and not to cut you off, I'm glad you said that because I want to say something to the individuals that are doing just that, trying to put on an image or trying to chase a lifestyle that really you don't really need to live that lifestyle. You
Mm.
just leave it alone. I'm really talking to the YNs because the shit y'all doing right now is gonna have a bigger effect than what you think on you later down the line in life. You can make a split second decision that'll change your life forever.
Mm.
And once you get that time, it don't matter how much you change. They don't care about that, and you're gonna remain behind that wall until the day they let you out.
mm,
A lot of this shit ain't worth it. If you really think about it, especially with this beef and shit. We out here beefing for really nothing. We keep going against our own kind as black people when we really need to be going against the motherfuckers that oppressed us back in the day.
mm,
Um, Instead of going against each other, we need to come together and do something.
Mm.
But just the YNs, y'all just need to sit down somewhere and just get some money. Just get some
man,
money. Live y'all life. That prison shit ain't nothing. That street shit ain't nothing. Riding around with guns, having to watch your back 24/7. That shit ain't nothing.
Yeah.
yeah,
Then
man,
once you do finally want to get it together, you still gonna be held back from your past decisions.
Yeah.
It's a blessing I found this job. Shit, cause nowhere else wanted me.
Mm.
mm, that was God.
Man, that is
That was
good.
God on everything.
That's
That
good.
was
That's
God.
good.
Uh,
I definitely want to say God made it make sense. for you.
Made it make
Yeah,
sense.
He
yeah,
definitely
on
made it
everything
make
made it make
sense.
sense. This is what God making it make sense looks like. On
Definitely.
everything, on everything.
He's
But
like, not this time. It's okay. It's
I
gonna
ain't
all
gonna
come
lie.
out.
Uh, I've been around for a good chunk of your journey. You get what I'm saying? And to watch the Baby Shawn I knew turn into the man that I see today, I ain't gonna lie, I'm proud of you. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because even
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
just the principles that you stand on as a man, you get what I'm saying? I encounter so many men older than me. You get what I'm saying? That still don't think that way. Still don't value family and taking care of their kids and being a stand up man. You feel me? Because like uh like you said, growing up, what do you see? You get what I'm saying? So growing older, what do you want to show? You get what I'm saying? Because there's always somebody watching, and you never know if the things that you doing is gonna be the things that make this child say, like you said, I'm into that. I want to do that. You get what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
heard my son tell me one day. I asked him, I said, son, what do you want to do when you get older? He looked at me and he said, Daddy, I want to do what you do. You get what I'm saying? And at that point, I was like, yeah, I need to do something different. You get what I'm saying? Because you watch it and you paying attention. You get what I'm saying? And I don't need you to be. You get what I'm trying to copycat things that I don't even want to do.
Cause kids mimic what they see and repeat what they hear.
You get what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Even if it's not in front of you, they gonna go somewhere and do it.
I take my hat off to you from being a YN to someone that you feel me the you can look up to. You get what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? A positive role model. You get what I'm saying? Somebody wanting to push that because in our community, in our day and time, if we grew up and went through those type of things, those are the type of things that we glorify. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So to
Yeah.
hear somebody at your age, you get what I'm saying? Like, nah, this is not it. You get what I'm saying? It's powerful. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like the world need to see that and hear that. You get what I'm saying? On everything.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. I completely agree. It definitely touched me today. I definitely been blessed with your story.
Appreciate
I
that.
definitely would love to send this to anybody. Honestly, they have to hear this
Yeah, I ain't
and the
gonna lie.
changes that you had to go through to the real details of it, the nitty gritty of it, all the way to today. Somebody needs to hear this. So I'm very thankful that you had time to come and
Yeah,
talk to
and
us.
then tell us your
Appreciate
story.
y'all for
So,
having me because I needed to get this off my chest. I also feel like it's gonna be some young people that'll hear this and be able to gravitate towards me. I'm still around the age vicinity.
mm-hmm,
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I do have some influence. I've had kids tell me based off my music, they'll do whatever I tell them.
mm,
They
Hmm.
love me.
yeah,
So I know I got a little influence. I might as well use it to guide them away from the path of destruction that I had to go through to learn. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I ain't gonna lie. Whatever we can do to help that journey, hey, we here
we here.
on everything,
Absolutely,
on
Appreciate
a
that.
everything,
100%, a hundred
everything.
percent. So, do we have any last remarks? Anything we want to add?
Uh,
Any last words or any other wisdom you want to share?
Yeah, I just want to shout out, the Most High again. He took me from facing a 40-year situation. I walked home free from that. When I first went to prison, I had 6 years back up. I walked away with a year. And then with the Fed situation, after they gave me all those charges, they hit me with a habitual offender attachment, and I was facing 35 years. And I ended up doing 19 months. Uh, Came home to a little probation, and now I've understood my assignment, and I'm kind of thinking about starting a podcast, a spiritual podcast,
mm,
to teach. Um, and I'm just blessed to be here with the mind state and the mindset that I have now. Ain't nothing more important to me than my son, and Um, Anything that can jeopardize my freedom, it's not worth it. And so I'm out the way. And I just want to let people know that I'm a new person. So you don't expect to receive a version of me that don't exist anymore.
Mm.
Mm,
So
yeah,
Man. All right.
that was great. That was really good. All right, y'all. So as you can see, we made it make sense. And Baby Shawn, you are more than welcome to always come back and get on here and share that wisdom with our people. If you guys liked this episode, please share, like, and subscribe, okay? We're going to be dropping another episode next week. You don't want to miss it. We just thank you guys so much and all of your support, and here we are.
Thanks for tuning in.
make it make sense.
All
Tune in, stay
right.
tuned.